you doing? I hope that you're doing well. I just filmed a footage for my upcoming video, a poetry video. A footage full of spring and white lilacs. And I think I got a bit cold because it was sunny when I started, and then the wind started blowing and I was dressed very lightly and I started feeling cold, so I made some tea, even though this cup says milk on it. It's tea, and here I have cookies. Usually I drink my tea with sugar, but since I have sweet cookies, then I'm not going to add sugar in my tea. You know, I thought it's very important that, oh, it's my mic, well. You know, I think it's very important that I drink tea after making my video, because I remember at the very beginning of my channel, when I made more poetry videos, by the way, I filmed a video, a footage for a poetry video that I wanted to make, and it involved wind, and I had just gone out of the shower and I put a lot of wind in my face and I got cold and I caught cold and I ended up with high fever for a few days, and I was feeling really sick, and I never put up that video footage on my channel. I still possess it, I still have it, so I think maybe I will put it up soon, just like edit it, because it's a beautiful footage. It's just that because I got cold after it, I didn't want to put it up on my channel. As always, my tea is black. So a lot of you wrote to me saying that you like my whispers, but also many wrote to me saying that they miss my poetry reading, story reading videos, role plays, and you know that those are my most favorite type of content to make. So I am definitely going to make more of those videos on my channel, and just stay tuned. Oh, it feels so good. This year we haven't seen spring really much in Armenia. I feel that we're going to transition from winter-esque weather and a very cold spring to summer immediately, because today is the 1st of May, and honestly I remember that in previous years already now we were dressed very lightly, but it's still cold. It's still cold, and sometimes we still put up the heating system in the house. I have so many beautiful summer dresses. I really want, like I'm looking at my closet right now, I really want to put them up and yes, I want to get them out and wear them. And I regret so much that I wasn't going out much, that I was staying in too much. Like, as soon as we're allowed out and I'm feeling well, I will definitely be going out more. Every day I will just go out every day. Like, I want to go to the movies, theaters, exhibitions, just take strolls around the city and just out. It was my New Year's resolution for 2020 to go out, and we're locked in. But mm, but I think it's important to use this time to learn new things, to catch up on a lot of things that I wasn't doing and I always wanted to do, and not just watch movies and TV shows, although oh my god, I've been watching some amazing movies. I have just filmed a movie club video and put it up, and I already have seen so many great movies that I wanted to share. Almost every evening we watch a masterpiece or two. It's just wow, especially my mom. She has such wonderful taste in film. And she's like, let's watch this movie, and we all watch whatever movie that she chooses, and she has never chosen a film that we didn't like. It's always been fantastic. She has really good taste in films. I don't know how it is. It's just that she is watching the few first scenes and she knows. She's like, oh, this is a good movie. No, this is not a good movie. And by the way, all of those movies that we watched again recently are based on true events. Again, just like the films that I talked about in my recent movie club video. I really by the way, the news is that we are now nursing a dove. I know. So my sister was walking Lady, and a woman passing her by said, oh, is that dove wounded? My sister didn't notice much. Lady wanted to play with that dove, but my sister came home and then said, there's this dove. I didn't notice that she was wounded, but then I noticed that she was. And what do you think? Shall I go and bring her up? And I was like, yes, of course. Bring her up. So it was me, my mom, and my sister put gloves on. Took a t-shirt that she doesn't wear, because both me and my sister, my mom too, I think we kind of have, we're scared a little bit, not of doves, but I think I myself am pretty scared of flying objects. I've never liked butterflies because of that. I know everyone loves butterflies and thinks they're so cute. I'm sorry, but I don't like butterflies because I'm just I don't know where they will go the next moment, and that frustrates me. And so she took that t-shirt, she had walked to that dove, she had thrown that light t-shirt on that dove. That dove started walking, blindly, and she says that she was walking behind her for a while trying to grab her, and she finally did. So she brought her. I brought the camera so that we could document how she was feeling. And then of course when we saw her injuries, how bad they were, I forgot already about the camera. Basically her tail is missing, her feathers are missing on her back, there was a cut on her neck, there was her back was also bleeding. But the worst thing was that we didn't notice the first day, we noticed it the next day, because when we brought her in, she was closing her eyes, she couldn't move, we couldn't feel her heartbeat, she was almost dead. So my sister held the dove and I started disinfecting her wounds. And after that, we gave her some water, and we would put the water to her, how do you call that part, her mouth, and she wouldn't drink and she wouldn't eat anything. And so we actually forced the water into her, and she started drinking. She started like moving a little bit, and then we started putting, my sister opened her mouth and we started putting bread, pieces of bread into her so she would, eat. And we also put some food that we have for Persito, the parrot that we have. Persito, oh my god, such a coward. Like every time the dove was trying to fly, Persito was like, ah. And so that dove, she was scared a little bit, you couldn't feel her heartbeat. But then she started eating, and then we could feel her heartbeat all of a sudden, especially after she had water. We tried to tie her wounds, so that she doesn't bleed. But we couldn't do it. We were so bad at it. We tied and untied her, I think 7 times at least. Every single time we would do it was so funny. The poor dove couldn't walk, so she would just she would just fall on her side because she wouldn't be able to move her legs. So we gave up and we're like, we'll just be disinfecting her wounds and let her be free. So we found a big box, relatively big, the biggest one that we could find. We put there food, water, and also a little stand from our microwave. A little stand that she can stand on, because we noticed she doesn't like being on the ground. She likes to, be somewhere up and cling on something. So we put that little stand over there. But the worst wound that she has, because the next day she was feeling better and we thought maybe she can fly. She can't fly higher than maybe 1 meter. And the worst wound that she has is underneath her wing. Basically, her flesh is cut through and you can see her hip on the inside, her hip, like her leg, and her flesh, behind which would be her heart or her stomach, I don't know. So it's a very deep wound. Again, when we saw it, we were so upset. I started disinfecting it again, and we tried to secure that place again, but she couldn't move if we did that. So right now she's feeling fine. She's eating, she's breathing, she's moving her neck, all of the things that she didn't do. She's trying to fly away, but obviously we have a protecting thing that she can't fly away, because we tried to open it and she can't fly much high, so she will not survive. I only hope that her wounds will heal in a few weeks and she will be able, her feathers will grow and she will be able to fly and be free. We noticed there are quite a few doves coming to our balcony, because we keep her in our balcony, coming to our balcony, looking at her. And if there are any vets watching this right now, please let me know in the comment section, how long does it take for doves to grow feathers? I really wonder. And what do you think, how long it will take for her deep wound to heal? Because that's the deepest one, like her flesh is cut through deep. Now thankfully she's not bleeding anymore, that's a good thing, but that is very, very deep scar. Like you can totally see her hip through. And and so sometimes I also put a towel on top of her, on top of the box, so that she doesn't want to fly high more, because every single time that she moves her wings and she puts her wings up, that scar would actually open. And since we cannot secure it, I imagine that it will take longer for it to heal. We called a clinic, a vet clinic, and unfortunately they said that they don't deal with birds. I called and I said, can you cure birds? And this woman, she's like, no. I said, at all? She says, no. I said, we have a dove and she's wounded. Can you possibly heal her wounds? And this girl is like, look, we can only help if you have a dog and a cat. We only work with dogs and cats. So I had to, just rely on my own. And my sister was like, hold her, I will put stitches on her wound. But then we read that it's not so good to put stitches, because if we close the wound, then maybe there will be infection inside of it and we will not be able to see it. So it is better that it's not stitched, that it still remains open. So it's not bleeding, that's good, but I just only hope that she will be able to fly again, because now she can't fly. I think her aerodynamic is disturbed because of that deep wound under her wing, and also because she's missing her tail. Now I can only guess what could have happened to her. I think maybe it was a cat that has attacked her. At first we thought it might have been a raven, but a raven wouldn't be able to hurt her that much. Her, like, the back, I think from watching so much ID, I'm developing analytical brain, and I'm thinking, so the feathers on her back are missing, so someone like a cat would, do that with her, like attack her with her claws, and maybe scratch her feathers off. Her neck also could be a result of a claw, and the biggest one that she has is, like I said, is under her wing. That I think is a bite, to be honest with you. I don't know, I cannot imagine a cat with a paw or her claws being able to cause that kind of damage, because it's like cut, like deep cut. So, but she's been able to run away even though she can't fly. I think it's a girl, because she has a small head, a narrow neck. She's lovely. We haven't given her a name. I think subconsciously we're scared to get too attached to her, and if she doesn't survive, I think it will be very hard for us to handle that. I hope she survives. She's in our balcony because the weather is nice. Yes, I'm also worried about Lady, because I read that doves can have some illnesses. She looks healthy. Her vocalias are healthy looking. She was almost dead when we brought in. She would have not survived. Even now she couldn't, but then she wasn't even breathing. You couldn't hear her heartbeat. After we gave her water, we started feeling her heartbeat. So yes, of course Lady is very curious, but I don't want her to approach the dove, because I'm just worried about my puppy, because Lady, of course, is the most precious thing for me, and just like a family member. So it's like the little child in the family. Everyone spoils her, loves her, just adores her, kisses her a million times a day, caresses her. Oh, she's so lovely. She smiles. I adore my dog. I cannot. She's so beautiful. She has such beautiful eyes. I just adore. So yes, any vets out there, please let me know. What do you think will happen to our dove? Have you ever picked up a wounded dove or a bird? And what happened? Did they survive? What shall we do? Because we've only disinfected her once and given her some food and drinks. That's all that we can do. So yeah. Do you have, by the way, animals in your house? You know, I always liked animals, but I never wanted to keep any animals, you know? I think I was always a bit scared of animals. Although I did ride a horse when I was very little, but that's a different thing. And now our home is like a zoo. Persito, the parrot, that our auntie asked us to take care of, and then she's like, I'm not going to take her back. So, Persito is a boy, him back. So obviously, Persito, by the way, can't fly. A lot of you were worried in my after shower video. Why is Persito in a cage? That's no life. The door of her cage is always open, and he or she walks around but can't fly. Persito was born with some defect or a little ill, I don't know. Although sometimes Persito ends up on the floor, especially if we're eating something yummy, or she comes to us if we're on the sofa eating something, and Lady starts playing with Persito, and Persito is, oh my god, such a screamer. She's like, meow, meow, like such a screamer, and Lady wants to play, and Persito doesn't like to be touched. So yeah, it's a whole drama. And now we have also a dove. Yep. This, by the way, the species of dove were, how do you say dove? Dove. We call dove. The species of dove, we learned that it was Mahatma Gandhi that brought these doves here. I don't know if that's true, but if our dove survives, we will name her Gandhi, and we think we'll put a little something on her leg, maybe a little ribbon on her leg, so every time that she flies by, if we see her, or if she thank God, like hopefully if she, with God's will, if she survives and she's better, we will always have some food for her in our balcony, so she can always fly to our balcony. But so far she's living in a box. Yeah, that's all the news from me. There are some other news concerning my creative plans for the channel, and also some serious work that needs to be done, but I don't want to talk about it yet. You'll just know when it happens, okay? Alright, so this was it for today. I just wanted to chat with you a little bit and give you some updates on what I've been doing, my quarantine. our dog, our little adventures during quarantine. And I will see you soon. And I think I'll be reading to you a beautiful story to sleep. Remember my last story reading? Remember Murders on the Rue Morgue? If you haven't listened to it, listen to it. I listened to it, I think yesterday or the day before yesterday. I liked it. So I guess I will do some more. So go have some tea. Bye bye.